Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a story time get ready with me. I posted on my Facebook and on my Instagram if you guys want to be the share this story, and I got an overwhelming yes. So I'm getting ready to go out for a friend's birthday, but we're just going to sit down and spill some tea because this is a pretty crazy story. In terms of the products, all the products that I use will be listed down below. I'm not going to go through and tell you guys what I'm using on every single product, just because this video will be like super duper long if I do that. But we are just going to go ahead and get into it. So I'm actually going to be talking about how, well, before I do, this is a disclaimer that I'm not sharing any names, any people, anything like that in this story. In terms of the people that involved are in this story, don't ask me, probably don't know them, anything like that. So basically this is a story about how a cousin of the bride and groom basically stole all the money that I made from doing the bridal party. I am a freelance makeup artist on the side. So basically this happened probably 3 or 4 years ago. So it's been a while since this happened, and I definitely learned from the situation. But yes, someone stole all the money that I made from doing all the bridal party, and this was not no little bit of change. This was like $400 that they stole from me. So like I said, this is no shade to the bride or anything like that. Like, all respect, it was not the bride's fault. It was not anybody's fault, really. If anything, I blame myself, and I will explain that later. But basically, this was long before. I have been doing makeup since I was maybe 20, 21, and I'm 26 now. So 6 years, probably more, because I know I started playing with makeup in like when I graduated high school and stuff. So basically I was into makeup. I was just starting to get like brides and stuff like that. So as a makeup artist, like, that's pretty exciting, especially as a starting makeup artist. Oh, this is kind of chunky. Be getting brides and stuff, it was like super exciting. Back then I did not know anything about bridal contracts or anything like that. I was just doing makeup, and that's what it was. So I had a bride approach me wanting to do a trial run for her makeup. It was either for like engagement photo shoots or something. So I did her makeup, she loved it, so she booked me for her wedding. Her wedding consisted of 6 or 7 faces that I had to do. So at that time, like I said, it was 4 or 5 years ago, I probably only charged like $40 or something like that per face. I did not have a contract, did not have any kind of things to protect me as a makeup artist. So did the makeup, she loved it, she booked me for her wedding, whatever. Super sweet girl, no problem with her at all. The makeup for the wedding consisted of, I want to say, at least 4 of her bridesmaids and like a mother of the groom or something like that. There was like 2 older women that I did. So I met at their house like early in the morning. It had to be probably like 7 or 8. Met there. I did all the makeup. Probably, it took me like an hour per face. So I probably stopped makeup around 2 or 3 o'clock, something like that. It was great. Everyone loved their makeup. Everything was great. It was just like amazing. Everything was awesome. So she wants me to stay for touch-ups or something. There was a reason that I went to the venue. I think it was to stay for touch-ups. So I did the makeup at the house, and then I traveled to the venue. When we were at the house, she paid me in cash for everyone's makeup. So when she paid me, I put it in my purse, and I followed them to the venue. So we get to the venue, we go up to the bridal suite. I'm doing like touch-ups and everything. I bring all my stuff up there because I don't know how long I'm gonna be there. And I'm doing touch-ups for her because she's like crying, you know, it's her big day, all that stuff. And the people that that own the venue, the lady that owned the venue came into the room when the bridesmaids and everything were getting dressed. And she was just telling us about some housekeeping stuff, all that. And someone asked, or she brought up, that this room would be secure, that no one would be able to come in and out of the room, you know, without asking or getting someone to, you know, open the door for them or something like that. So basically they said the room was very secure and that we could leave our stuff there, basically. So we're like, okay, cool, that's fine. Everybody leaves their stuff there. Like, it's not an issue. Everyone's fine. They go down to the ceremony. I do not go to the ceremony because I was not dressed appropriately to go. I forgot to bring like a change of clothes. So she wanted me to stay for both the ceremony and reception for touch-ups. So while the ceremony is going on, I remember this like it was yesterday because it was a traumatic experience. But while the ceremony is going on, I'm just upstairs in the bridal suite watching the ceremony from the window because the ceremony was outside. Beautiful ceremony from what I could see. Couldn't really hear anything. Okay, that's all good. So they go in, they come in from the ceremony, take their pictures, everything like that. So I'm like, okay, I need to go. I'm trying to remember the chain of events. I know I'm like, okay, I need to go reapply her lipstick because I'm pretty sure she had on like a bright red lipstick or something like that. So I had to go reapply it for her pictures after the ceremony. So, you know, I take my little to-go kit or whatever, go downstairs, apply the makeup. They come upstairs for a little while. We relax, whatever. Congratulations, take selfies, pictures, they do all that stuff. Then it's time for the reception. So they go downstairs. I kind of lag because I'm like antisocial, so I didn't really want to be like in the middle of all that. I don't know why, especially because I wasn't dressed appropriately, like I was wearing jeans and a shirt or something like that. So I just didn't want to draw any attention to myself. So for the most part, I stayed upstairs and I just put all my stuff, I started organizing my kit and putting all my stuff away where it needed to go. Keep in mind, I said I brought all my stuff into the room. So I brought my purse, my kit, all of that. I brought all of that into the room. So I'm like, okay, I can go downstairs for a little while. So I go downstairs, enjoy the reception a little bit. They're doing like their first dance, blah, 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 blah. And I realized I forgot the lip to reapply for her. So I realized I forgot the lip to reapply for her. So I take this time to go upstairs to run up and go get it. So as I get upstairs, I see this guy coming out of the groom suite. And this is a guy I would never forget. Like, this is a guy I would never forget. He just looked suspicious. So I see him coming out of the groom suite and I don't think anything of it. I'm like, okay, whatever. He must be like family, like cool. So I get into the bridal suite without even thinking like, hey, this door wasn't locked. Like I didn't even think about that. I just got in, got my stuff, got my lipsticks that I needed to reapply. And when I went to open the door to leave, the suspicious guy was standing at the door. And once again, I'm a little slow sometimes, so I did not think of anything. I was like, oh, excuse me. And he was like, oh, my bad, my bad. And so I came out of the room and I closed the door and I made my way downstairs. And from what I could see, he was coming down behind me. So time goes by and I am basically downstairs having a good time, whatever. And then it becomes time where I'm like, all right, I'm just kind of ready to go. So let me go like pack my stuff so that I can hurry up and go, because I want to go home. I've been here since like 7 a.m. All right, so yeah, I go back upstairs to get all my stuff. And something just told, like the reception's still going on. Everything is still going on. So something told me to check my purse. So I checked my purse. Cards are still there. All that's still there. But guess what? The cash that was in my purse is gone. So at this point, I'm freaking out. Like, I call my at the time boyfriend, but my husband, I call him and I'm like, oh my God, like somebody stole my money. Someone stole everything that I made today. Like, it's all gone. And he's like, what? What do you mean? And I'm like, yeah, someone stole my money. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm like crying and everything. And someone sees me out in the hallway, like pacing, and because at this point I had come downstairs and I had my purse on. So someone sees me pacing in the hallway and asks me, am I okay? I guess it's one of the ladies that manage the venue. So she comes to me and she's like, are you okay, sweetie? And I'm like, someone stole from me. Someone stole all the money that I made today, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm telling her because I'm freaking out. Because that wasn't no cheap, it was almost $400. So she's like, oh my God, when? What happened? Blah, blah, blah. So I explained to her that I had everything upstairs in the bridal suite, and that we were told that the bridal suite was supposed to be like not accessible to other people, and that people wouldn't be going upstairs and all this stuff. So she goes and tells the bride and the groom. So the bride and the groom come out. I'm still out there crying because, they stole my money. And they're like, did you see anybody go upstairs? And then like it all clicked into place. Like, I was like, yeah, this guy who has a very, I'm not gonna exactly say what his trait is, but he has a very distinctive trait about him that when I said who it was, they knew exactly who it was. So I was like, yeah, I saw this guy go upstairs. I saw him upstairs in the groom suite, but I didn't think anything of it, everything that. And I was like, so I think I know exactly who it is. And so I tell them, I described to them the person that I saw, and the groom starts shaking his head. He was like, this MFer. Like, he starts cussing or something like that, he was just obviously annoyed. The groom instantly knows who I'm talking about. He says something along the lines of, I know exactly who you're talking about. He does things like this all the time. And I'm like, what? And y'all invited him to your wedding? Like, no shade, but like, if I had a cousin or something like that was real shady, you're not coming anywhere near any of my functions because I don't trust you. So he was like, yeah, that's my cousin. He does stuff like this all the time. Let me go talk to him. So I'm just still freaking out. Like, there's a on-duty police officer there, so I'm getting ready. Like, we're about to go talk to them and all that. So he goes and talks to the guy, and of course, the guy denies it. Man, I don't have to take this, man. Why you blah, 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 blah. And I was just too scared to, like, approach the guy. Like, because I didn't want any problems there. Like, he's crazy and all this stuff. So I didn't want to approach the guy or anything like that. So you guys think this is crazy, right? So I didn't approach the guy. He comes back to me. He was like, he's denying it. He's saying that, why are we saying that he did this? He didn't do it. And I'm like, I know he did. Like, he was the only one up there. He was standing at the door when I opened the door to come out of the bridal suite. Like, it was him. So they're like, oh, we can't prove it. They searched him he doesn't have it on him. But when we went outside, he was standing by his car, so I assume it was in his car. So he actually got into his car and left, and then came back or something like that. But he was standing at his car, like, you know, mad and, oh, I don't know why they blamed it on me. It wasn't me, blah, 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 blah type thing, you know? So at this point, we're all outside. Me, the bride, the groom, I'm using this Born This Way concealer. I'm actually liking it, so I'm gonna keep using it. Me, the bride, the groom, like maybe a bridesmaid. Oh yeah, so when the bridesmaids heard that my stuff was stolen, they all went upstairs to check their bags and everything. Everyone else, all their stuff was intact. Like all their stuff, nothing was stolen from anybody. No money, no nothing. Everybody had their belongings. So mine was the only thing that got stolen. So my theory is that he was watching me. He was watching me from outside that door. And then when I went to open the door, it caught him off guard. I don't know. Because how did he know to go into my purse and steal my money? There were other people that had the cash in the room. But I just had most. I just had the most cash. So I think that guy was watching me. I don't have a doubt in my mind. I know it was him that stole the money. So fast forward, we're all downstairs outside in front of the venue. The wedding's like still going on and the bride or groom are out there with me. And the bride starts crying. She's like, I'm so sorry. Like I can't believe this happened. I knew we shouldn't have invited him. We will reimburse you. And I was not expecting them to do anything, like to reimburse me or anything. Like my feelings were hurt, of course, because they, you know, stole my money, but I was not expecting the bride to come out of pocket to pay for me again, because she just paid me, but they stole it. But she was like so apologetic and crying, and we were both crying, and I'm like, okay. She's like, she was like, where do you live? I told her where I live. She's like, we will drive out there and we will give you the money. She's like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. He has done things like this all the time, like just going on and being so apologetic. So at this point, I'm like, okay, like she said she's gonna do all this. I wasn't expecting her to do it. Like, so sweet of her, like so nice of her to do. Because it wasn't her fault, of course, but at the same time, we can't prove or get my money back, even though we all know that this guy stole my money. All right, sorry y'all, my camera stopped recording, so I don't really know where it left off, but I think I was just saying that we all knew he took my money from me. So the bride and the groom were like, oh, we will drive to your house and give you the money. We're so sorry, all this stuff. So at that point, I left. I was like kind of bummed about the day. So I just left, called my mom, told my mom what happened. My mom was like, oh, it was a setup. And I honestly didn't think it was, you know, a setup or anything crazy like that. Like, I just think that this person was just very shady and did something shady, and I know, like, no one can tell me otherwise. I know he took it. So I'm like depressed for the rest of the day, because I'm like I just did all that hard work basically for nothing. Like, I don't understand why do people steal from people? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I was just real in my feelings, you know. Probably maybe a week or two goes by, and I don't hear anything from the bride. And I'm trying not to, like, you know, they just got married, let them enjoy their honeymoon, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not trying to be doing the most. But at the same time, I'm like, hey, they said they were going to reimburse me. I didn't ask them to reimburse me. They said they wanted to reimburse me. So I was asking my husband, I was like, do you think I should follow up with her, or should I just let it go? And he was like, doesn't hurt to send her a text and, you know, just check and see what, you know, what's being done, or she's, you know, what's going on. So I sent her a text. I basically said, hey, hope all is well. I hope you enjoyed your honeymoon, or something along those lines. And I said, I was wondering if you guys were still planning on coming. So then she texted me, hold on. So she texted me and was like, can we talk? So she calls me. She's like, you know, hey, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. All that small talk type stuff. And basically she says, I just wanted to call you because I hope you don't think that I owe you anything. And so I'm a little taken aback, and I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, I understand what happened, and I'm very sorry it happened, but I already paid you, so I hope you weren't expecting me to pay you again. And of course, because of everything that she had told me before, I was like, it hurt. I was like, wait, what? And I was like, the only reason I contacted you is because you were so adamant about repaying me. I was like, I was not expecting you to pay me, you know, in the first place, but you guys made it your task to ask for my address and tell me that you would drive out to where I live to repay me because of this person that was at your wedding and stole my money when I worked hard for it, you know? And she was like, I understand that, but at this point you just have to take this as a learning experience, and you should always keep your money on you, and I'm sorry, but I cannot pay you again. Which was fine. I mean, at the time it sucked. I was like, so basically you just hung this over my head for no reason because you weren't even planning to pay me. You were just saying it in the heat of the moment because you felt so bad. So that's where that conversation ended. I was like, okay, well, you know, have a good day, whatever, it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna be, I was a little hurt, of course, because they had made it so clear that they wanted to pay me, so I was under the impression that I was gonna, you know, be paid. So I was a little hurt, but it definitely taught me a lesson. Always keep your money on your person. Always keep yourself kind of covered. So right after that is when I started looking into bridal contracts and everything like that, because I didn't want anything like this to happen to me ever again. Even though what she said kind of hurt my feelings, I definitely took that as a learning experience. And the guy that stole the money from me, like, I said, you know what? I hope he needed it more than I did.
When did you get robbed?
Can you let me finish my story? You already know this. This is from years ago. I try not to, you know, wish karma on people. And it's hard, you know, not to. I was very upset. Like, I was like, why me, you know? And I was mad that I didn't see the signs when it happened. I didn't realize that he was up to no good when I saw him, everything like that. So I did blame myself for a little while about it, but I was like, you know what? Hopefully he needs it more than me. I'm blessed to where it did not impede on any bills or anything like that. Like I said, I learned just watch my own back, because no one else is gonna have my own back except for me, and that's what's most important. Like, they're not gonna have my back. Nobody's gonna have my back when things like that happen. So I have to just make sure I cover my own ass, you know? Just make sure I have myself covered to the full extent so things like this do not happen to me again, which is why I do bridal contracts. I make sure to keep my money on me at all times. I don't trust anybody. Like, I make sure that people, they pay me up front so I can, you know, do what I need to do, because I've had people try to leave without paying me. I've had people try to do some shady stuff, like, and I'm not with it. Like, it's so unnecessary. So let me just reiterate once again, I don't have anything against the bride. This is not meant to call her out or anything like that. It's something that happened almost 4 years ago that I feel like it was time to share, and that I was okay with sharing after so long, because it took me a very long time to get over it. Sometimes I still feel some type of resentment for the guy that stole the money from me, but at the same time, I'm like, Shakirah, you've come so far. Like, who would have known what could have happened if you didn't learn from the situation that happened then? Like, who, if you know, had that just gone the way it was supposed to go, I would still not probably have, I would probably still not have bridal contracts. I would probably still not have like deposit fees, because I didn't have that back then, anything like that. I'm just gonna finish up this look with some gloss and I am done. I may throw on some lashes, I'm not too sure. Alright guys, so that is my story time. Hopefully you learned a lesson from this. Hopefully you got a laugh out of it. I definitely wasn't laughing at the time. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more story time type videos. This was kind of fun to film. I feel like I got to let out my personality a little bit more. So yeah, I can never talk, like what? Let me know what else you guys want to see from me. If you like what you see, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button and the bell so that you get notifications when I upload videos. Other than that, I will see you guys later, all right? I gotta go get ready so I can get out of here. All right, see you later.